Hey, hello guys, this is Juan Saco from Exploit Pack. On this video, I'm gonna show you a quick overview about the features that you have on Exploit Pack. So yeah, well, basically after you download Exploit Pack from exploitpack.com, you will get this Java program running in your desktop. And yeah, I'm running it here on a Windows machine. It works also in Linux and OS X. So basically, you need to install Java 8 or 10, and then after that, you will be able just to double click on the exploitpack.jar and then pop up the program. If that doesn't work for you, you can open a terminal and run java -jar exploitpack dot jar, and then that should do. There is a small tutorial on exploitpack website under the download sections that you can check out for those commands. And also there, I also added some commands you can run in order to automatically install Java 8 or 10, as you prefer. Well, after you have run in Exploit Pack and you register your product, it will say register it here and register it on top as well. And the current release, as we are recording this video for 2019, is 11.9. And the name code of it is Abyss Walker. And when you run your update manager, you will get basically 38,000 exploits, and they are gonna all show up here under the exploit tree. And yeah, and they are all divided by platform: Windows, Windows 64, Windows 32, yeah, like that. And you can select the exploit you want, and then yeah, of course, modify the exploit and run it against the target. How to set up the targets for the exploit that you want to use? Well, choose on the home tab, under target properties, you will have the project name that you are working on. If you want to work in a new project, just click file, new project, and then you will have it here. Yeah, so you can set up a new project or to use the default one. Then the target, that is at this moment, is my local host, the port that is gonna trigger, and the path if there is any, and the local host computer, and the shell data port if there is something to connect back from the shellcode if you specified something like it, and some special args that you can use as an argument. And if your exploit contains more than one shellcode and is specified correctly under the XML, it will show up here: remote shell, execute code, or the list could be longer. Of course, it depends on how many shell codes you added. So basically, when you are developing an exploit using exploit pack, these arguments will be one is the target, the second argument will be the port, yeah, the third argument would be shell data port. There is a tutorial on how to write an exploit for exploit pack in the sort of wiki we have. You can find it if you go to exploit pack menu on the website and then go to tutorial. Yeah. Well, basically, yeah, that's how it works. And we have some skeleton exploits you can check if you want to base your new exploit for exploit pack. Here you can under the search window, you will find it on top of it, and this is one of the skeleton exploits that basically it will help you modify your exploit for exploit pack. You don't have to actually use this skeleton or use this method, because exploit pack by itself it will run the exploit. So basically you can hardcode this target, port, and shellcode type and then just run it here, and you don't have to do it as well in Python. You can choose type the interpreter on top, the environment where that's going to be used, and exploit pack will be smart enough to choose the correct interpreter. So if you like to use Perl or Python, then or Ruby, then you can set it up on top, and then when you click exploit, exploit pack would run that exploit using that interpreter. And you do need to use one interpreted as default, and I have it properly set that here because I'm running on a Windows machine. It's under C, Python 27, Python.exe. That's my default interpreter that I have here. But if for a Linux, it should be user being Python or user being Ruby or Perl if you want to use one of those interpreters as your interpreter, as your default interpreter. And exploit pack for scanning, we like to use nmap, and here you can define the path for nmap and also check if it's correct, yeah, by clicking here, and same for the interpreter. And then you can set up your nmap options there. If you want to go through through a proxy, then you can set up here your proxy address and your port. It has to be an open proxy. Yeah, and then after that, the optional configuration, you can change your name that is displaying here, your name, your email, and your website URL. Yeah, basically this optional configuration will be used under the report when you create a report using exploit pack. Some of the configuration that you set up under the report or under preferences will be used when exploit pack creates a new report for you. Then here you have this option, enable offline use of exploit pack. So if you set it up, basically it allows you to use exploit pack under an environment that doesn't have any internet connection. So if you go to a client and this client doesn't provide you with an internet connection, so basically, of course, you cannot get new exploits or connect to exploit pack website to grab any new versions, but you will be still able to use exploit pack there without any problems as well. So now click on cancel here. Yeah, so we were talking about the development of an exploit using exploit pack. So basically here, if you want to add a new exploit that you wanna write, so you can click on add new module, set up the new module name, the author, the platform that you are targeted into with that exploit, and then click on exploit type, and then set up the exploit type. Of course, could be client-side, remote, local, or a web attack. If this contains any special arts, the module description, that it will go here on the quick information that's going to be shown there, and also all this information from the exploit that you are setting up is going to as well, you're going to be used under the report. Yeah, then the service affected by that exploit, the mitres, CB if there is any, and the port affected, and tested on, and you can set up the, yeah, like I tested it on a Windows machine or a Linux or on this version and so on and so forth. And then you can say, is this a shell? Does it has a shell code, or is just a bug? And then when you click next, it will ask you to let's just try it. I'm gonna show you. Just type something like that. Yeah, so I can close it, and then here, when you do that, then you can paste directly your code and then create the exploit. If you fill up all the comments, then you can choose actually create one. I don't need to create one now, but what I'm going to show you also is that after you have it here under your list, you can go into edit and edit the properties again for that exploit. It doesn't, so we can do it for any exploit, right? So if we do this and then edit, you can edit it here, right? Well, basically that's how you work on an exploit, on your own exploit using exploit pack. What else? The thing is that the exploit pack is going to create an exploit code. So the code, this is the code. This one particularly is written in Python, and it will be saved under exploit folder. Code is the subfolder of it, and under exploit folder you will find all the XML files that contains the properties. As I said, these are the properties of the exploit itself. Okay, so you can modify it again manually, or you can do it through the interface. Yeah. Well, also here we have drop chain. So when you're writing an exploit, if you want to check if there is any way to get a drop chain directly automatically for that binary, you can just click here and then find the exe that or the binary that you want, and then choose go ahead and click on save, and it will try to create all the drop chain for you, and it will paste it directly into this editor. This editor it is syntax, it does its syntax highlighting, and also you have some autocompletes, so you can here, if you have pressed, like, I don't know, let's create an if here like that, or a for, yeah, or something I can do is to create the brown pattern, yeah, like that, and set up, okay, I want to try that brown pattern of 256, and there I have it under a variable. So that's pretty easy to do. Yeah, something that we're gonna be adding for the next release of exploit pack is an agent that is gonna connect directly into your platform, like Linux, Windows, or OS X, and then you will get also debug messages from GDB directly into exploit pack, so you can develop the exploit here in your editor and then run it, and then if it's connected, it's going to show up here on the module status. It's going to show up that it's connected to a remote target, doing some edit of your exploit, like under development, and then you will get in the exploit pack console all the debugging of the registers, how is the backtrace showing up, some other stuff that you can do, and also you will be able to control GDB remotely, but also launch the exploit directly from exploit pack. So you will have your exploit pack environment as a framework for developing this exploit, and then as a target you will have you could have like a virtual machine, and then from there you could connect back to your exploit pack and run the exploit and see all the debugging messages. So it will be more easier for you to develop an exploit. So the exploit pack is not only for exploit development, it also contains a lot of features, like targets. So when you are running a target, you can have all these a list of machines that you are targeting during that vendor of red team exercise. And then you can see here the host platforms, is it owned or not, yeah, run npack against it, delete it, or auto-pound it. Auto-pound it, basically what it's gonna do, this one is one of the features. So basically we'll run mmap first, and then based on the result of mmap, it will parse it will parse all the results, and then based on open port service or reference, it will try to run and select first the exploits from your list, and then try to run it against that target. And if it's possible to exploit it, it will just try to do execute code or remote shell. So that's how it works, and then choose set up the target. First you need to have those exploits ready, and then click on run, and it will do it automatically for you. If you have selected remote shell and successfully you expounded a shell, then it will be showing up under connection list agents. Under these connection list agents, what you're gonna see is not only the remote shells that you get, or reverse shells that you get, but also you could get the reverse shells from here. That basically, this reverse shell is a way of constructing a Python script that you can use on a remote target in order to get persistence after you have obtained a shell through an exploit. So after you have that, then you can install this Python script. And then it will get persistent for you. It will be running automatically under the target, and yeah, you will get the shell here, so you can connect back to it. And something else that we're gonna pop up here is when you do a cross-scripting control, like when you open
new connection to rat.
Yeah,
new connection to rat.
It says new connection to the remote agent, and then it says browser agent page. So basically here you can also take control of a browser directly from here. So, and it's also gonna show up here. Well, now it's showing localhost because this is the machine that I'm running from. But if you want to use it on a remote machine, you have to modify the agent from here, remote control agent cross-scripting, and then you can do it from there. And as well, for the reverse shell, you can also modify the agent from here, because we have two type of reverse shells. One is through a BBS script, that is this one, particularly for Windows, of course. And then we also have reverse shells on Python, that is this one here. So this is for the shell that you can construct using Python. That of course it will run for Windows or Linux or OS X, wherever that runs Python. This shell works, and then we will have also this one for BBS wizard that will just create a BBS script, and you can select all the options from there. And if you want to attach a file to that BBS, like if you want to append a file to it and like a binary, and then just launch the execution from that binary directly from the BBS, you can choose to generate and click generate and next, and then you will get the code for that. And this is the script that will be used to generate that one, and you can modify it as well if you need it. Yeah, same for the cross scripting, where here you have to change where you are running it from, of course, because otherwise it will just run for localhost. So if you want exploit pack to gather all these sessions of and taking control of these browsers, those browsers need to connect back to exploit pack, right? So you have to, in that particular scenario, you have to host exploit pack into an address that you can access from the internet or from that network or from the network that you want to access from, and then choose change that to that particular address. Yeah, and then after that you will, yeah, of course you will get access directly from here. You can choose yeah, just launch any JavaScript commands or use the commands that we have here. So let's try this one, for instance. And yeah, and you can see it's executed under the browser, or we can say like dialog, yeah, hello, and then exploit and save. And then remotely in the browser, it will show this as a dialog. And then if I type a response, hello back, yeah, what's going to happen is that exploit pack is going to show me the response from that browser directly here. Yeah. Well, what else? Besides that, exploit pack also contains two types of fuzzer. One is remote and one is local. That this you can use to discover new zero days. Basically, this the TCP fuzzer is using in the background Scapy, so you need to install Scapy, and here's you can get Scapy from here. And of course, again, it works as everything from exploit pack is multi-platform. It works seamlessly in Windows, Linux, and OS X. So after you have installed Scapy, then you can choose select client server and then choose run it there. And then let me show you how it works. Let's pick up. I think I can choose use this port from yeah, from the virtual machine. Couldn't find. Patio can open file and exploit partner and switch file or directory. Yeah, I think I cannot find the file. Yeah, because I was working on this one, so I cannot find this file, log file. So what we could do, yeah, but it's here. It is here actually. So this is one of the packages that had been sent. Can't open file, see users alone, exploit pack master. Oh yeah, because it's looking in here and it's not there. It's under this directory, right? It's 1. So yeah, something we can do to fix this problem. I think it's a problem with the path for Windows. Yeah, I mostly use Linux. So what we could do is to move this one, like put it here. Yeah, change the name, say exploit pack master, just like that. Oh, because it's under here. Let's do something. Let's just run it from. I'm gonna run it on a new instance. Yeah, because it's appending this one on the name of the folder and
new connection to RAT. New connection to RAT.
Yeah, and it's not getting it. So it's registered. Yeah, so let's choose launch it from here like that for the sake of this video. So now you should connect to it. Maybe I don't have that port opened. Let's check. Nope. Let's do net stat minus a. 903 should do. 903 like that, and then start Fuzzer. Now it should work. Okay, there you go. Well, basically what it's doing now is running Scapy and then launching all these commands against this target. Well, launching all these packages with a random value against that port and that target that we choose as a client. And you can also do it as a server itself. Basically, all this will be saved in your log. Yeah, so after you have it properly set it here, you can grab all these packages, so you can launch it, stop the fuzzer, run it again, or you can also run it as a server, for instance when you want to connect back and then change those to your needs. For instance, if you want to let's say you want to use an FTP server and then you want to fast the client, then you have to set up this as a server so the client will connect back to it. And then also again you can choose go here under utilities, Fuzzer, and then you can modify the code if you need to append anything as a server or as a client, right? And the same for the local one. But okay, let's go back here. So when you find a crash, exploit pack will say, okay, I cannot connect it to it anymore. So basically then you can check let's say the last package, just copy it, or maybe if that doesn't work, I mean after you crash remotely the binary that you are trying, then you can grab, what I will say is to grab the last 10 packages, not only the last one, but of course starts with the last one, but try the last 10. But of course start with the last one, choose copy it, and then you can click on skeleton. Yeah, and after you click on a skeleton, what it's gonna do is to create this skeleton exploit to actually reproduce the crash, but only using one of the packages. So here what you have to do is to go into here, yeah, into this package, and then replace the package with the one you want, like that. So, and then paste the one we should copy it, like that. Okay, so this package is exilified. So then what it's gonna do, as it says, is using Binaski, it's gonna unexilify it and then make a log with the time, and then yeah, just send back that package directly to the host port, right? That's how it works. And in order to work, then you need to set up here the target and the port. Yeah, so if I want to launch it against again against 103, then choose yeah, choose do it like that and then relaunch it, and that should do. Or you can just copy it, yeah, and launch it on a Python. So that's for the TCP Fuzzer, and actually I use this TCP Fuzzer exploit pack to discover what did I discover? Yeah, this asterisk, this one I discovered using exploit Fuzzer and a few more. I also find those using the Fuzzer, yeah, from exploit pack directly here. So it actually works, guys. And also for my some other projects that I have been working on, I also discovered some 0 days using this Fuzzer, but they are not on the internet, of course. But anyway, on the local Fuzzer, this going along with the local Fuzzer, here you have to select the binary that you want to try to fuzz, And then once you select that binary, then you can choose from these options if what you want to run from to it, like the character you want to use, no arguments, random arguments. You want to try a Brown pattern, try to go with lowercase, uppercase, or all of those arguments. And then you click on start Fuzzer, and then it will, basically what it's gonna do is to run all this data against, is going to send it with all these options against that binary, and then try to see if it detected a seg fault, signal 11, and then if it's detected, then it will show it here like, okay, I detected a signal 11, and using this argument you could crash and get a segmentation fault, for instance. What else? Well, the report wizard here, you can choose create a report, and it will create a HTML report that will append all your logs of all the actions that you have been doing using exploit pack. I mean, if you launch exploits, you create targets, and so on. I mean, everything that you have been done, then it will be logged, and then you could create a nice report to deliver to your client. The repeater, it's basically just if you want to see, if you want to test something on a website and see what is happening there. And the shellcode, you have here a few shellcodes you can grab from, and also you can grab the same shellcodes directly from the editor. If you type shell and then control space, and then you can select from here, like, I know, at least this one. And decoder, if you want to do some encoding or encoding, so you can do hello world like that, and then say encode, and it will encode it in all this. For instance, let's grab Fairgon 74, and then you can pass it here and decode it like that. And you can see it tried to decode it in using everything, and then you can check that it was encoded using Fairgon 74. UTF locator, basically this will create a UTF locator that actually, again, I use it to discover the WhatsApp memory corruption, LinkedIn, another WhatsApp, and a few more. So basically what it's gonna do is create a really long string of 10,000, 10,000, or the argument that you wanna set, like 10, 20,000, then choose, click on create. Let's create a small one, like 300, then create. There you go, and then you have the UTF locator. Just copy this and paste it on your program, or directly into your exploit, and then you can use it to discover new vector of attacks. Well, we also have a Slack channels. You can click here and then check out the Slack of exploit pack. Let's say hello guys, this is being recorded in a video. Okay, so if you have any question, you need any assistance from other users, you can just go ahead and join us at Slack, or if you need any help, you can also go into exploit pack and then go to the support ticket system, and then choose go ahead and ask many questions as you need, guys. Well, what else? Well, we have the exploit wizard, the X editor. So when you are let's choose binary first so I can show you. So when you are doing some reversing, let's choose, there is no binaries. Like that, or anything, a file, and then you can choose modify the file here, like that, 41, and then save it, make a screen. You can highlight font size, make it black and white. It's a nice X editor you can have on exploit pack. That is pretty handy to have it here, so when you are using the local fuzzer, just grab the, and you can grab it here, put it on the X editor, and then see if you can do something else. Well, under exploit dev you also have the shell cores you can append, yeah, like that. Let's say exploit dev, let's add some knobs. We can just go ahead and put this there, and this is gonna be added at the end of it, yeah. And then well, the updates, well, you have some notepad, yeah, for just some general notes you can have during your session. So they are not target notes like the one from each target, but there are some generals that you can use for the whole project. What else? Well, the console, a listener, so you can say, okay, I want to create a listener for my reverse shell on this port. Then you say start, and then exploit pack is gonna yeah, it's gonna be running that shell, that listener on the background, so you can have it working there. What else? Autopound I already show you guys. Remote control is process scripting control.
New connection to RAT. New connection to RAT.
Still getting it there. Yeah, add targets if you need to add targets manually, and there are some few other options you can check. And oh well, also if you have an exploit and you want to send it directly to that shell, if when you have a shell not on the browser of course, but you have a reverse shell or a remote shell here under your connection list, you can select an exploit and then send to shell. Click here, and then it will send that exploit. For instance, that could be used for privilege escalation. Yeah. So I guess that was a lot of information for you guys. If you have any question, anything you want to comment, or do you have any feedback for us, just leave it at the comments below of the section, or get in contact with us on the exploit pack or the GitHub page. Thanks guys, and see you in the next video. Bye.